Welcome to Anaplan's onboarding application demo. Today we'll be walking through some of the key functionality that can be leveraged in Anaplan to make the new employee onboarding and ramping process more efficient for users. We'll be going over some different examples of how we can utilize this application to manage the new hire enablement process start to finish, while on the fly being able to make changes or assign new tasks that fit specific roles. This application will not only allow us to create and manage new and existing tasks on the fly, but it will also give you the ability to apply these tasks to specific roles, track individual employee progress, and manage the approval process start to finish. The first dashboard that we were brought into is the Onboarding Summary dash, which gives managers some high-level metrics on their sub-department and sub-region employee tracking. This dashboard highlights the number of employees ramping versus the number that are currently on track, average days to complete each task by category, the outstanding or upcoming tasks by employee, and some high-level metrics by individual employee, including current period, current enablement status, and some other task-related tracking metrics. Next, let's launch the 90-day plan summary dashboard to view some of the same employee metrics in more granular detail. Here we can see the sub-department task layout in a consolidated view by category. This view will assist managers in tracking overall task completion and outline the task approval process by each of the 4 categories within their specific department. Below, managers can click on individual employees within the 90-day plan and see that Anaplan will automatically filter the summary modules to outline task status over time and outstanding or upcoming tasks by that specific employee. Looking at Tom Frazier, we can see that he has only completed 1 task out of his 4 assigned within week 2, suggesting that he may be falling behind in the current ramping period. After selecting Tom's name, we can navigate to the employee summary and see that Anaplan will automatically filter the entire dashboard around Tom and his specific ramping details. Here we can see at the lowest level what his individual profile looks like, outlining his current ramping week, his approval resources, and the detailed task list, which Tom will be able to update as he completes individual tasks. We can see that his 3 outstanding tasks in the current week 2 require the approval from his assigned colleague, which in this case is called the approval role. Once complete, he can assign a completion date and send an email update to his approver/colleague or manager if necessary. Let's take on the manager role and dive into a specific sub-region and sub-department to set up a new hire within the application. The manager role will have full access rights to create, assign, and fully customize tasks by resource and/or role, which we'll walk through shortly in more detail. Let's go into the Settings tab and switch our access rights to the manager role, which will give us full access to the new resource configuration options. Now let's go back to the Home tab and launch the Resource Configuration dashboard, which is where we'll add a new employee under the Direct Sales sub-department and set up their individual profile. Now that we've added the new employee, we'll set up their individual profile by adding a role, a display name, a start date, which territory they're covered under, and an email address if desired. We'll also indicate that this employee will be going through the ramping process by selecting the ramping boolean to the right. Once completed, I'll click the Load Employee button below to run a process to generate an employee code, their sub-department, and some additional metrics that will update on related lists throughout the model. Now that Amy Anderson is set up within the model, let's go back to the Onboarding Summary, where we can see that Amy's been added to the department's list of resources, and has also been assigned the predefined tasks that are set up for this given region and given role. As a manager, users can fully customize these tasks by going to the Home tab and navigating to the Task Manager dashboard. Here we can see a full list of predefined tasks and can easily add or edit new and existing tasks to the application. Once a task is defined, it can be assigned as a mandatory task by selecting the boolean or by navigating to the Task Setup dashboard to further characterize the task options. Within this dashboard, users can create customized task profiles by both role and region, and opt specific tasks in or out for each. Users can also assign which period within the ramping process a given task should fall, along with a sign-off level, which in this case could be a manager or an approver/colleague role. There are two other predefined roles set up within the application that are different than the manager role that we just walked through. Although these other roles are limited to much less features within the application, they are essential in providing a full-circle onboarding product for your business and its users. Let's switch roles from a manager over to a new hire and walk through the simple and user-friendly process that your new resources will follow within the application. I'll go to the Settings tab and select the Users option to change my role from Manager Access down to a more restricted Resource Access. Here we'll take on the role of Tom Frazier, who, if you remember, was falling slightly behind in his Week 2 tasks. I'll set my user access so that we will only be able to see Tom's specific ramping profile upon signing into the application. I'll then assign the resource role and clear all access to the model other than Tom's profile within the Employee by Subdepartment right column. Going back to the Home tab, you'll notice that we now have a much more restricted navigation dashboard, as outlined by the selective access that we just set up. By launching the Employee Summary dashboard, we can see that Anaplan has automatically configured the application around Tom Frazier's individual onboarding summary, giving him detailed information on the number of completed and outstanding tasks and overall onboarding completion percentage by category. Tom can now track where he currently stands in relation to his start date and also verify who his colleague or approver and manager are. Due to the selective access configuration that we set up, Tom will only have write access to the completion date and email sign-off columns within this module. As tasks are completed, he can enter a completion date and send an email update to his manager or approval if necessary. Once Tom submits a completion date on a specific task, Anaplan will automatically submit those tasks to be approved by his manager or approver, depending on the approval level set on that task. Now that we've reviewed the manager and resource process within the application, let's quickly walk through the third role of the approver. Once again, I'll go back into the Settings tab under the Users option and change my model role to approver. New hire colleagues, or in this case approvers, can be assigned to multiple new hires, but in this case we'll only need to go in and approve the newly submitted tasks from Tom, which we flagged as complete moments ago. I'll go back into the Home tab, and once again we can see that our access is restricted to only the dashboards necessary for our new approval role. As we launch the approval dashboard, we can see that Tom's recently completed tasks have been put into the approval queue. By simply adding an approval date to each of these tasks and sending a verification email back to Tom if necessary, the application will automatically mark these tasks as complete on Tom's onboarding profile for management to view. I hope that this demo was able to provide a helpful walkthrough of Anaplan's onboarding application. If you should have further questions, please feel free to contact our applications team by emailing apps@anaplan.com or by posting any inquiries on the Anaplan community forum. Thank you for your time and enjoy your new application.